This is the devastating story of how NASCAR champion Greg Biffle, his family, and four others lost their lives in a plane crash just days before Christmas 2025. On Thursday morning, December 18th, a tragedy unfolded at Statesville Regional Airport in North Carolina that shocked the racing world and left multiple families heartbroken. At approximately 10:15 a.m. Eastern Time, a Cessna C-550 Citation business jet crashed near the Statesville Regional Airport, located about 45 miles north of Charlotte. All 7 people on board were killed. Among the victims were 55-year-old Greg Biffle, one of NASCAR's most accomplished drivers, his wife Christina, his 14-year-old daughter Emma, his 5-year-old son Ryder, Dennis Dutton and his son Jack, and Craig Wadsworth, a beloved member of the NASCAR community. The aircraft, which was registered to GB Aviation Leasing LLC, a company owned and managed by Biffle, had departed from Statesville Regional Airport just 9 minutes earlier at 10:06 a.m. The family was traveling to Sarasota, Florida, to visit Garrett Mitchell, better known as the YouTube star Cletus McFarlane, who has over 4.5 million subscribers. Mitchell confirmed the heartbreaking news on Facebook, writing, "Unfortunately, I can confirm Greg Biffle, his wife Christina, daughter Emma, and son Ryder were on that plane because they were on their way to spend the afternoon with us. We are devastated." According to flight data, the plane reached a maximum altitude of approximately 4,300 feet about 2 minutes after takeoff, roughly 1 mile from the airport. The aircraft traveled approximately 29 miles before turning back towards Statesville. The final data point showed the plane at 10:15 a.m., less than half a mile from the airport, at approximately 800 feet altitude, traveling at 95 knots or 109 miles per hour, in line with the runway near Lakewood Golf Club. Weather conditions at the time included drizzle and cloud cover, with visibility changing from visual flight rules to marginal visual flight rules around the time of takeoff. Witnesses at the nearby Lakewood Golf Club reported seeing the plane flying way too low, with some golfers dropping to the ground as it flew overhead. When the plane crashed, a large fire erupted on impact, with debris scattered near the runway. North Carolina State Highway Patrol First Sergeant Chris Knox described it as one of the worst crashes he had ever seen. The post-crash fire made immediate identification of the victims difficult, requiring assistance from the medical examiner. Multiple agencies responded to the scene, including Hazmat, EMS, Fire, Rescue, Emergency Management, the North Carolina State Highway Patrol, and the Iredell County Sheriff's Office. The airport was closed indefinitely. The Federal Aviation Administration arrived at the scene around noon on December 18th, and the National Transportation Safety Board began their investigation. The cause of the crash remains unknown and is under investigation. Greg Biffle was a licensed private pilot rated to fly both single-engine planes and helicopters as well as multi-engine aircraft, according to FAA records. However, it's unknown whether Biffle was piloting the plane at the time of the crash. Tragically, this wasn't Biffle's first encounter with an aviation accident. In March 2011, he survived a plane crash at Bluegrass Airport in Kentucky when mechanical failure during landing caused the aircraft to skip and skid to a stop on the runway. As a passenger in that incident, he credited the pilot with keeping the plane under control and walked away unhurt. Just months before this fatal crash, in September 2024, Biffle had posted on social media saying he was excited to get back flying again, alongside a photo of himself in the cockpit of a plane with the same tail number that would later crash. The timing of this tragedy makes it even more heartbreaking. Less than a week before the crash, Biffle had posted a video of his family picking out their Christmas tree, complete with a stop for ice cream. In the video, which showed Emma, Ryder, and his wife Christina, Biffle said, "It's been a successful day. Now it's time to get the decorations out and get her going." To understand the magnitude of this loss, you need to know who Greg Biffle was, both on and off the racetrack. Born on December 23, 1969, in Vancouver, Washington, and raised in Camas, Washington, Biffle became one of the most successful drivers in NASCAR history. Over his career spanning from 1998 to 2022, he competed in 842 races across NASCAR's top 3 series. Biffle's rise to NASCAR stardom began during the 1995 and 1996 NASCAR Winter Heat Series in Tucson, Arizona, where he dominated the championship. Hall of Famer Benny Parsons took notice and recommended Biffle to team owner Jack Roush. In January 1998, Roush admitted, "6 months ago, I didn't know who Greg Biffle was. Benny Parsons kept telling me I should look at him. We have been friends a long time, and I have learned to respect what Benny has to say." That recommendation proved to be golden. In 1998, his first full season in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Biffle earned Rookie of the Year honors with 4 pole positions, the most by any Truck Series rookie to date. He finished 8th in the standings despite not winning a race that year. But 1999 was when Biffle truly announced his arrival. He won 9 races in the Truck Series that season, setting a single-season record that would stand until Corey Heim broke it with 10 wins in 2025. Despite that dominant performance, Biffle finished 2nd in the championship standings, just 8 points behind champion Jack Sprague. The following year, 2000, Biffle finally broke through to win his first championship in NASCAR's major series, capturing the Craftsman Truck Series title with 5 wins and beating his teammate Kurt Busch by 230 points. In 2001, Biffle moved up to the Busch Series, now known as the Xfinity Series, and immediately made an impact. He won 5 races, finished 4th in the final standings, and earned Busch Series Rookie of the Year honors. The next season, 2002, he won the championship with 4 race wins and 20 top 5 finishes out of 34 races. This made him the first driver in NASCAR history to win championships in both the Xfinity Series and Truck Series. Biffle made his full-time Cup Series debut in 2003, driving the number 16 Ford for Roush Racing with primary sponsorship from W. Grainger and the National Guard. In just his 23rd race at the premier level, he captured his first Cup Series win at the Pepsi 400 at Daytona International Speedway on July 5, 2003, leading the final 21 laps. This victory made him the first Winston Cup winner to succeed in all 3 NASCAR National Series in succession. He finished his rookie season as runner-up for the Ray Bestis Rookie of the Year award, losing to Jamie McMurray. Over his Cup Series career, which ran full-time from 2002 to 2016, with sporadic appearances through 2022, Biffle racked up impressive numbers. He started 515 Cup Series races and won 19 of them. He recorded 175 top 10 finishes and earned 13 pole positions. His best season came in 2005, when he won 6 races, his career high, along with 15 top 5 finishes. He led a career-best 1,322 laps that year and finished 2nd in the Cup Series standings, runner-up to Tony Stewart. Biffle achieved 6 top 10 finishes in the final Cup Series point standings throughout his career. He made history in 2008 by becoming the first driver to win 2 playoff races in a single year. That same year, he recorded his only career back-to-back Cup Series wins at Kansas and Dover in September. He also won at Homestead Miami Speedway 3 consecutive times in 2004, 2005, and 2006. In the Xfinity Series, Biffle won 20 races, and in the Truck Series, he captured 17 wins. His final Truck Series victory came in 2019 at age 49, driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports. In total, Biffle won 54 races across NASCAR's 3 national circuits, although some sources cite 56 total wins. After parting ways with Roush following the 2016 season, Biffle stepped away from full-time racing. He returned in 2022 for 5 Cup races, including the Daytona 500, and made Truck Series starts for Kyle Busch Motorsports in 2019 and GMS Racing in 2020. He also competed part-time in the ARCA Menards West Series in his most recent racing activities. His achievements earned him recognition as one of NASCAR's 75 greatest drivers, an honor announced in 2023 for NASCAR's 75th anniversary. In 2024, he was added to the NASCAR Hall of Fame nominee list. He was also inducted into the North Carolina Auto Racing Hall of Fame in 2025. Team owner Jack Roush, who gave Biffle his start in NASCAR and worked with him throughout most of his career, released a statement saying, "I have lost a dear friend and partner in our NASCAR program. His contributions to our race team over the years are immeasurable." Before Biffle's 2003 Cup rookie campaign, Roush had called him a young man in a hurry, and that assessment proved accurate. NASCAR Hall of Famer Jeff Gordon posted on social media, "I had such tremendous respect for Greg as a driver, and we shared countless tough battles on the track." Richard Petty and the Petty family wrote, "Richard Petty and the Petty family are heartbroken by the tragic loss of Greg Biffle and his family. Greg was not